the Oscars, Hollywood's biggest night. All the big stars line up, looking forward to this moment. The ultimate achievement of all the hard work that went into making a theatrical masterpiece. Where many filmmakers hope to bring home that bald-headed gold homie. Now, I don't really like watching award shows, but I do love movies. So every year during the Oscar season, I go on a little movie marathon and I watch as many of the Best Picture nominees. Just see what go on, some of my friends would say. Now, I can't watch every film in every category, that just takes too much time. So I usually focus on the Best Picture nominees. And if you're wondering, what was that movie I should go see out of there, I got you, okay? Because I'm going to rank the top 5 best films I thought for the Best Picture nominees. Now, I will start off in saying a couple of movies I didn't watch. I didn't watch Wicked, and I didn't watch Emilia Perez because they're musicals, and I don't like musicals, so I wasn't going to watch them. But I did watch everything else. So here we go. Let's get into the list. Number 5 is Nickel Boys. Now, it's a black film. It's about 2 young African American boys who go to the Nickel School, which is a reform school in Florida, I believe. And man, it's very traumatic. It's during the 60s. It's a fictional movie adapted from a fictional book, but the story is based on a very real thing that happened at an actual school in Florida. I think it was called the Dozier School, where they would abuse these kids. A lot of them were killed. There was a disproportionate amount of black kids that were killed. And the school finally was forced to shut down in 2011, I believe. But yeah, it follows this journey. It was interesting the way it was filmed. It was a very POV type of thing. They did some interesting things. One thing I love about movies is when I'm like, how did they do that? How did they film that? And they have some good things with like reflections from the POV of the characters and things like that. It's a heartbreaking movie, man. And it was an interesting, I definitely think it's worth watching. I probably will rewatch it at some point in the future. Just don't know when. So that's number 5. Number 4 is I'm Still Here. Now, number 4, I'm Still Here. That follows a mother. Let me back up. It's a Brazilian film. It's about a mother who is coping with her husband's disappearance. The government this is during a dictatorship happening, a military dictatorship in Brazil in the 70s. It's based on a true story. It's actually based on a book written by the woman's son who wrote about this experience that happened. And it was interesting read. It was emotional. It felt tense. This is what I like. I was worried that something bad was gonna happen, but it never happened the way that I thought. Like, I was thinking, oh man, it's gonna be like a car blows up or shooting or something. So there was none of that ever happened. But it was an interesting movie. I went to the theater to see this one and I liked it. It's number 4. It is in Portuguese, so you do gotta watch subtitles, which I don't have a problem with watching subtitles, movies with subtitles, because if you're an anime fan, watching anime with subtitles is the only way to watch anime. So subtitles didn't bother me. But yeah, it's number 4. I liked it. The lead actress, who was up for Best Actress, which I totally agree with. Actually, I would say she's my pick. Was phenomenal. I really felt everything she was portraying as far as what the character was going through. But I think it's a good movie, and I think I would like to read the book if there is an English translation. I know it was written in Portuguese, but that's number 4. All right, number 3. In this story, a pope has passed away, and now the cardinals and they must vote for a new pope. I like this movie a lot. I liked it because it does cover some themes of obviously like faith and lack of faith, and things like that, and the process it goes the process to elect a new pope. And it kind of brings a light to a lot of things, like some of the people who are in the church, they have opposing views. Not everybody agrees, and so, but it was interesting to see that there is a pretty much democratic political aspect to finding a pope. And what I liked about the movie is that I find the voting process to be boring, very boring. And they found a way to make it very interesting. And also all of the acting was really good. It had some interesting things to say about how certain people are viewed, how depending on who you are, what your views are, it's okay, then it's not okay, and things like that. So it was interesting. I definitely recommend it. It was one of my favorite watches. And honestly, I liked it more than I thought I was gonna like it, to be honest with you. But it was a good movie. Number 2 is The Substance. Now, Substance is following Demi Moore, who is a aging superstar, and it's coming to that point where she's getting pushed out because she's old, and this movie focuses on themes of like youth, specifically with women and beauty, and there's some interesting tropes. It has something to say about that. It talks a lot about how society very much values young and attractive women. The themes are really youth and beauty and the things people will do to stay beautiful and stay young, and how a lot of people tend to not value the youth when you're in it, but like everybody else's value youth, especially when it comes to women. You hear a lot of women, we love to like be immediately ready to push them out, be like, you're getting old, you can't do some of the things you used to do, you're not as pretty anymore, blah 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 blah. And there's some double standards of movie covers where like men don't have to do that. Men can be very gross and get old and da 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 da, but like nobody's really ever trying to push men out of any career or any jobs because of their age. But with women, it's usually yo, you old and you ain't as pretty as you used to be because you're old. And it's called The Substance. It talks about, there's some things about substance abuse. It's interesting. It's shot well. This one was more colorful, more imaginative. I enjoyed it a lot. I liked it a lot. I actually had trouble with the ranking. I didn't know if I was gonna rank it higher or lower. Actually, my rankings might be out of whack. I won't even lie to you, because it's hard, because I liked all of these movies. So let's go on to the next one. Number 1 is The Brutalist. I'm actually surprised that I have it number 1. I'm flipping through that, been switched with, like, honestly, man, it's hard because I think I liked all of these movies now that I'm doing this over. But The The Brutalist, I think, was really good. I just enjoyed Adrian Brody's performance a lot. It was an interesting journey. Basically, it's about a Jewish man who flees Europe during the war to America, and he is like this renowned architect who specializes in a particular architectural style called brutalism, which is a real style, which I didn't know about it. And I like this movie because I learned something. Because a lot of movies, what they do is they make me Google, is this real? Is this real? Now, this movie is completely fiction. It's not based on any real person. It's not a biopic or anything. But it was interesting because I never knew about the architectural style of brutalism. It was really good. I think I'm gonna have to reshuffle my rankings a bit. The biggest issue that I have with this movie, I think number one issue is just the runtime. This is a 3 hour, I think it's 3 hour 40-minute runtime, which is long, and it's long. It was the first time I also went to the theater and there was an intermission, which I kind of like because I just, I went to the concession stand. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get some snacks. I'm gonna chill out, So that was cool, but the performances are great. I think Adrian Brody is probably my pick for best actor this year. He was fantastic, and it has like, these movies all have something to say, which is what I like. And The Brutalist Talks is another fictional story, and it talks about trying to find your way in a way. It's almost like a journeyman story, and how something like war can pull you apart, because in the story, Adrian Brody's character, which I forgot his name, that's bad, but his character is like a renowned architect in Europe, and now he's like having to find ways to make ends money. He's like shoveling coal at one point, or he's doing different odd jobs, and it was interesting. And this is spoiler free, by the way. And I liked all of that. So, yeah, those movies were good. Those are my top 5 Best Picture nominees. I don't know which one's going to win. Hopefully this comes out before the Oscars or Oscar Day. So watch it if it comes out Oscar Day, but also watch it if it don't. And please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff like this. I try to do more like artistic stuff, like tell stories with my channel. But I'm also a fan of art, of films. Like, I'm a big fan. So I'm going to talk about film sometimes too, because it is what I love. I love it. Like, this is something I do annually, is go watch these Best Picture nominees. If I can watch it in the theater, I go to the theater. I watch it at home if I can. Like, however I can watch these movies, I usually go do it. So, and usually they're pretty good. I usually every year I enjoy them. I will say last year I did a video about the 2024 nominees. You can go watch that. It's a bit longer than this one's gonna be. I'm trying to make sure this one is not as long. I'm learning from past mistakes. I think I like those movies better though. I think I like the last year's list of movies a bit better. I don't know why. In my opinion, they were a bit better, but these films were still good. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.